Welcome! My name is Cameron King and this is ANTICS. I'm here with my guest today, Elise Policy.
Yes, indeed.
We rockin' and rollin'.
We are.
So, Elise, we were talking about how you were in plays.
I was.
Like your prodigy brother, Gavin Policy.
Yes. Prodigy.
I use the word prodigy loosely, but I mean, look at the guy.
Man's a king.
Man's a king. What can we say? But yeah. So guys and dolls.
Yeah.
What's the deal?
I auditioned for that in the beginning of sophomore year. So I think the play started the actual shows started in November. The actual auditions are in August or whatever. And I was dating a guy at the time who also auditioned for the play. Ooh. I'm not going to use his name.
Okay, yeah, we wouldn't
We'll just refer to him as the guy.
We'll call him the guy.
Exactly. He's just the guy. He's just the dude. And Gavin auditioned for the play too. And everything seemed good. I was vibing, and I got the role that I wanted. And everything worked out great. Because the way it worked out was my boyfriend was cast as Sky Masterson, the gambler dude that I was talking about.
The gambler.
And basically the plot of this musical, in a very simplified manner, is a gambler needs some money. Mm-hmm. And in order to get money, he places a bet with his friend that he can get this religious missionary girl to go on a date with him to Cuba.
Wow.
And he's basically bro, I'm
such a
baller.
Were you the Cuba girl?
I was the missionary girl that he had to try to convince to go to Cuba with him to get the money. And my boyfriend at the time was the gambler. And apparently, I learned this after they did the casting, obviously, because I was talking to one of the people that helped do it. And the way that it worked out was the girl that was my double, who was also playing the same character as me, was slightly taller than
Was it your understudy or your double, or is that the same thing?
No, understudy is somebody that takes the place of somebody who is physically sick or injured and cannot physically play. Your double is somebody who plays the same role as you, but in usually different casts. Because
that makes more sense.
This is children's theater. We're trying to give everybody equal opportunity.
Yes,
blah, blah, blah,
yes.
And they had they had two sets of Skies, two sets of Sarahs.
Okay.
And they could mix them any way they wanted, except they realized, and they were initially going to do my brother. Mm-hmm. They were initially going to put my boyfriend at the time with the other girl. Because they were Gavin's too short because she'll be wearing heels and she's 5'9". Okay. And then they were that means that brother and sister will be playing romantic leads and we can't do that.
Wait a second.
So they kind of were oh yeah, that'll work. And then they realized as they were just staring at the list and
they were walking out the room.
They were guys,
wait a second.
Do this. I was imagine if I didn't realize.
Oh, goodness.
And it was first day of rehearsals. And
I feel you could have said something. You could have been hey,
well, there was a stage kiss in the script.
Okay.
Which, the funny thing is that, it was the fakest thing ever.
Okay.
It wasn't even the kiss the thumb trick on a stage kiss. It was you literally just lean in, and so from one angle it looks like you're kissing, but from the other angle it just looks like you're having a very awkward, very close conversation. And because he was my boyfriend at the time, so it wasn't awkward at all.
Okay.
It was fine, whatever.
So you fixed it.
Yeah, they fixed it.
That's good.
The play was going fine. We were chilling. It was a pretty good time, to be honest. And my main memories from that are for hanging out with my boyfriend backstage, which was a good time. You're vibing. Everything's good. Vibing. But then, the other thing that happened was that, we had a set piece that was basically just supposed to look like the front of the outside of a building, and it had a door. And there's the scene at the end where Sarah, realizes, she's made a mistake or whatever, and she needs to, leave.
No.
Dramatically.
Oh.
And...
Can't believe it.
Just the drama. Ugh, the tension.
The tension. In the play, not in real life?
The tension in the play.
Okay,
the tension in the play. This was
ooh, I was getting worried.
Spicy, boy.
Spicy.
And I was leaving, and I have to do so kind of in a dramatic way, because I'm supposed to come to, this realization, oh no, I've made a mistake, and I have to leave. And, as you probably know, a stage floor is generally black.
Yes.
And as you may also know, sandbags that are used to weigh down props are generally also black.
Yes.
And as it turns out, one of the techies thought, it's a good place to put the sandbag right behind the door. That's not even just a painted set piece. It's a functional door.
Okay.
That is used in the process of this play. So me being a fool, confidently walks out of that door Like, I'm a woman on a mission here. And I leave, and I trip on that sandbag with my hand still on the handle, and I realize that it's still open a crack. I just have to hold it closed and sit there, having lost all my dignity, given that I just tripped on stage, very casually, behind this set piece, and then I just had to hold it closed.
This was during the show?
This was in the middle of the show! As another scene is going on, because after I leave, other characters have a brief conversation, and so I just have to sit there, like, completely frozen. I really hope that nobody can see me, like, crumpled on the ground, still holding onto the door frame, until the lights go down and I can stand up. And I was like, I just want to know what idiot thought, yeah, this is where I need to put my sandbag.
This is it.
Oh yeah, guys, like this right here, this is prime sandbag real estate.
Sandbag territory.
This
is sandbag town. Population
right in front of the door. And it was like, out of all the onstage incidents that could have happened, that's honestly not bad.
Okay, so you played it off.
I played it off. Everything worked out fine, and then. But I remember in Music Man, I was dancing in the background of one of the scenes, because my character was like, she was basically like one of like the town gossip ladies.
Oh yes, I know the Music Man. My sister was in
this one. Pick a little, talk a little.
Yeah.
I got to say Chaucer. I didn't get to say the ball joke, which is sad. But sucks. Like, I got to set up the ball joke, which is nice.
That's fire.
Exactly. And my costume was like a 3-piece situation. There was like a shirt, there was a skirt, and then there was an overlay that went over the skirt. And like the overlay of the skirt, like the Velcro wasn't working or something, so I was just like, whatever. And I was sitting there, and you're kind of like bouncing, right? And I realized that like my skirt, like the Velcro, like undid itself and it fell to the ground as I'm just like do, and so I just like kick it behind me and I pretend like nothing's wrong. And if those are the 2 worst things that happened to me on the stage, I will take it as a good thing. No nudity, no injuries,
no.
Like nothing got broken. Just me kind of being dumb, which is really how most of the events in my life occur. I'm kind of dumb. I do something, and then there are consequences, which is really how everything happens. But like,
what was the worst thing that ever happened on stage for you?
The worst thing
involving you.
Let's
preface that.
Like, worst thing that I've ever witnessed on stage is a different situation, but like, worst thing that's ever personally happened.
Yeah.
I would say probably any time when somebody is fully forgetting their line, and you just have to sit there and pretend like everything's fine, but it's not fine, and you're not really fine, and it's not okay, but you just have to deal with it. I think like horizontally eating it on stage and having to pretend like I was fine behind that little stage piece is maybe the worst thing.
That's a relatable moment.
Just because I was like, I don't know if I'm hurt. I don't know if the audience can see me. And it was just kind of one of those, like, I guess I'm just going to stay still and, like, wait for this to end. Like, because there was really nothing else I could do at that point. But, like, I don't think there's anything else that's much worse.
Really?
Yeah. Which is good. That's pretty impressive. Actually, no. Okay, so scene 2 of Guys and Dolls was basically this first interaction between
What's
Sky...
like the plot of Guys and Dolls?
Like I said, there's a gambler dude.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And he wants to go to...
Yeah. And his friend...
Cuba with his chick?
Yeah, because his friend is like...
That's kind of a fire plot.
Yeah, like...
And
then
cool.
He basically, like, gets her, like, really drunk and then they confess that they love each other, but, like...
Oh, my God.
Kind of wild.
What?
Kind of wild.
This is crazy.
It's pretty spicy.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they get married at the end. I had a quick change into a wedding dress. That was exciting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that a fun role to become?
Yeah,
Did you enjoy yourself?
It was a good time.
What year was that? 15, so...
No, that was when I was... No. Yeah. It was beginning of sophomore year, so I was 15.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's tight.
Yeah, my boyfriend was my on-stage boyfriend. Worked out pretty great.
Nice.
Which was nice.
Alright, we're going to do a quick transition into Anya and Ryan being here. Be right back. Welcome back. Thank you for a brief segment. That intermission was sponsored by Pringles. Get you some. Now we got Anya and Ryan Patel.
Hello.
Hey. Anya, would you like to introduce yourself with an opening statement? This is actually a debate.
I've been here before.
Oh, yeah. But, do you want an opening statement?
Second semester senior, baby!
That's trippy. I keep forgetting about that.
Shoot.
Ew, I'm old.
Damn.
That's like kind of nasty.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it kind of hit right when 6th period ended. I was kind of like, damn. This
I
is
like
real
forget,
life.
and then it's like, oh my god, I'm a fucking second semester senior.
Now we don't have to care. We don't have to go to school.
Nothing
we
can
don't
hurt me at this point. Like, nothing.
I mean,
nothing
the
can
goal
go
is
wrong.
just to not get rescinded.
I don't know what that word means. I think it means. I think
feel
it
like
means
you don't
not
know what a lot of
accepted
word
from
means.
college. A
Does
lot
that
of
just mean that, like, they take back your acceptance?
Yeah.
Okay.
no,
that's
yes,
you, like, fail your
rescinded.
class.
It's like and then sinned. I get it. Like resend. That's it, right?
Alright, continue.
He's a spelling bee champion.
English language is so fun. So Ryan Patel, what's your favorite part about this attic right here? What's your favorite part that we're in?
The walls, like the posters and shit.
Yeah, bro, we just got some good posters in here.
Yeah.
I should probably post an attic tour. It wouldn't be very long. It would probably be like
Just to spin around.
20 seconds.
Just be like, there's that wall, and that wall, bye.
What's your room?
This is not my room. My room is under us.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're up like crazy people. Like we climb.
Hi.
Speaking of climbing, astrology. What's the
Yeah.
fucking deal?
Yeah. What?
Astrology.
The moon. I
The
don't know
moon.
her.
What does it do? Like what's it doing right now?
Listen.
Elise is really into astrology.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Are you
by
into like zodiacs?
that's what astrology is. Like your zodiac sign.
Sometimes I get it confused with astronomy due to the singular letter difference.
Yeah, I mean, astrology does have to do with like the stars and the planets and stuff. So like, you're not wrong, but you're just misguided, and that's okay. But like, I don't know. I just I vibe with the vibes.
I
If that
vibe
makes
with the
sense-
vibes.
If that makes sense.
That's a respectful explanation of astrology.
Yeah, and like
I vibe with the vibes.
I like the
Respect
idea that like the universe plays some role in who we are as people, and I
That's
enjoy
very
that concept.
So
I
what
like
kind
that.
of vibes do I give off?
I don't know yet. And here's the thing: if I'm interested in anybody as a friend, romantic partner, like criminal,
You're interested in somebody as a criminal?
Yeah, like if I'm gonna
That's
rob a bank
cute.
with you, if I want to kiss you, if I want to hang out with you, I want to know what your birth time is. I
Okay.
want to be able to like.
Interesting.
So
Listen.
let's clear the air real quick.
All
I
right.
am an Aries.
I
I
can
am
tell.
too.
Okay.
'Cause
Aries.
I like Aries, but
Sure.
sometimes they can be really intense for me.
What are you?
I'm a Pisces.
She's a Pisces.
I am
Alright.
a Pisces.
Oh,
Sagittarius.
you would be a Pisces.
Yeah.
You would be a Sagittarius.
Shut up, kid.
Like, the reality is that there's more to astrology than just what most people know.
Okay.
Because the reality is that there's what's called the big three,
Tell me about it.
which is
Big
like
three.
probably like what most people who know a little bit about astrology might know, but like the majority of people can be like, oh yeah, I'm a Scorpio, like oh I think I'm a Gemini, but
It's like star sign, moon sign, and like.
exactly yeah.
Okay.
So you have your sun sign,
Fascinating.
your moon sign, and then your rising sign. So
So you have your star, moon, and rising. It's like crazy
Aries,
shit.
Leo.
You're Aries.
oh that's
Aries.
a lot of fire, bro.
That's a lot.
That's a lot
I
of
don't even
intensity.
know what
in
mine
one
is.
person.
How
Let
do
me
I know
look it
what
up.
mine is?
Ryan, let me look you up. When's your birthday?
December 9th.
What's your birth time?
Fuck,
Do you know what time you were born?
6:40.
6:40
And
at night or in the morning.
where? And where too? You have to know where.
Where were you born?
Pasadena.
Okay.
In the morning?
In the morning.
Homeboy, go to cafeastrology.com. That's where I get my birth
It'll
chart.
probably pop up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So you're Sagittarius, which you know just from like the day you were born. There's a lot of fire sign energy in this room.
Oh, me.
So-
I mean, no, because because Sagittarius is a fire sign.
Is it?
You're a
Oh.
triple fire because your big three are all in fire signs.
Yeah.
He's also a fire sign.
Yeah.
I'm a triple water sign.
Wow.
So my sun is in Pisces, my moon is in Cancer, and my rising is in Scorpio.
Crazy.
Which like basically just translates to I'm super emotional and I cry all the time.
Got it.
What does it mean for us?
Fire sign people are very intense.
How do I search?
And they have like and I know a lot of more like Sagittarius than
No,
I do like
really
Aries and
intense.
Leo. But like Sagittarius are very adventurous people. They cannot stay still. I swear, like every single Sagittarius I've met has ADHD or should be diagnosed with
Holy
ADHD.
shit.
Like they should be on Adderall, but they're not supposed to be.
Ryan, are you on Adderall? Okay.
Yes and
Attic
no.
antics is not admissible in court, so you can answer honestly.
It's a internet client Confidentiality.
And
Yeah.
then confidentiality.
Yep. It's real.
Used to be like, but not like legally.
I see.
Oh, you didn't have to say that.
Just for fun.
For funsies.
Or
Okay.
just for kicks, you know?
So we got
For
the
finals.
moon signs, Mercury in the signs, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, rising.
Like,
So what do we want?
I have a
Wait,
lot of
Is
water
there
in my
something
chart
I can
in
just
general.
check all of them?
No, okay, so go
There
to
is
birth
none.
chart. There should be a way to plug in all the information to make a birth chart. Or
Oh.
just literally just look up, like, birth chart cafe astrology and it should
Birth-
pop up.
I did do that.
Wait, has Bristol been up here?
Bristol has not been up here.
But he's had like.
Wasn't the episode with Bristol recorded in his room? or
Yeah, I
something?
was in his
Yeah.
room.
You didn't
I
just,
know.
like, give a teacher your address. That would be weird.
Yeah.
I mean, Bristol would do it, so like.
He would, he's like, just don't tell anybody, but, like, he would do it. If you just didn't disclose the location in the podcast, I'm sure he wouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt it was
He's-
simple.
he has-
Easy
yeah.
easy peasy.
Yeah, I feel like he wouldn't mind that.
I gotta see what the dealio is, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I know.
So
You can call them classroom kicks.
classroom kicks, that's freaking genius. Oh my
he's
goodness.
gonna patent that
Classroom
right
kicks.
now. Watch him
That's
put that on the
beautiful.
trademark database.
Alright, we're gonna trademark that real quick. Classroom kicks. You heard it here first.
Both spelled with a K?
You know, we came up with attic antics on our last podcast, too.
Huh?
Remember I helped you come up with attic antics?
Did you?
Yeah.
Thought I did that.
She's honestly like the queen of alliteration. We love that for her.
Thought I did that.
No, we were talking about in psych. Remember
Yeah.
you were coming up with names?
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Ryan's finding random things in your attic.
It's just Kanye West
It's
albums.
just Kanye West.
I can't go
Just
anywhere without
Kanye.
them.
Bro, on the way to Rolling Loud, all we did was listen to
I
Kanye West.
love Kanye.
And then you accidentally joked
We're
to
not
Rolling
talking
Loud.
about Kanye again. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Kanye has
Kanye
ran its
is
course
the
on
number
this
one
podcast.
topic on attic antics. It
Is it
somehow gets
actually?
mentioned every
This
single
guy
time.
Zero regrets.
worships him like if it's anything, he's his god.
I fucking love Kanye. For what astrology is to you is what Kanye West is to me.
That
Bro,
honestly
Cameron.
makes that a lot more understandable to me.
That's good.
But like,
Ryan
I
showed
know
that's
most
beautiful.
of my own chart, I think.
So tell us about it. What do you know about yourself due to the stars? Is it
Well,
is it all
Do you
like
become
true?
Okay, my question is like, do you become paranoid about it?
No, because honestly, it helps me understand myself. Because like,
So it doesn't control you, it helps you
no,
understand.
it helps me understand
Okay.
like why I might do things or recognize patterns in my life. Because like, real talk, I'm depressed. So I mean, facts.
We all are.
So, and I've had that kind of like weight on myself for a long time, like since I was like a kid. So I don't like myself, and as a result, I pretend to not. I don't understand myself, because as a kid, what I would do is I would just pretend like I didn't exist, if that makes sense. Like I dislike myself so much that I became detached from certain aspects of my personality. This is getting a little deep, but whatever.
Alright, we're on this.
And like astrology helps you understand aspects of yourself that you may not be fully in touch with, if that makes sense. And
Elaborate on that.
so different signs represent different aspects of your life.
Okay.
Your sun sign is kind of you in a nutshell, right?
Okay.
So like here's you at a glance, like here's you in the most general sense possible. Your moon sign reflects like your inner emotions, how you are when you're alone, you with like you on the inside.
Okay.
Your rising is said to reflect like people's first impressions of you,
Okay.
like the most outermost layer. So I'm a Pisces, which they're described as like intuitive, creative, sensitive, wise people.
Mm-hmm.
My moon sign is Scorpio, which a lot of people like if they don't know anything about like astrology, like, oh, Scorpios are crazy, which is true, but like they're intense, kind of dramatic, like very loyal, but also a little bit like secretive.
Okay.
Like they like to hide, which I mean, valid. Like I do that too. And then my rising is Cancer, and those are like, that's the crowd.
Okay.
And they're also very loyal people, from what I like know and like have met. And they're also very sensitive, but like I've met a lot of Cancers who are kind of like motherly,
Okay.
and I feel like I kind of have motherly vibes. I can't tell,
Okay.
but like
You're also young.
I'm also very young,
Yeah.
but like
Do you discover more about yourself as you age?
yeah, I think that's accurate.
I think everyone does.
I think that's just how like life is.
Blah, 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 blah,
Are we just like are we
Synaptic connections, bro.
Oh, it's all about the synaptic plasticity. Oh my
and nothing
god.
about you is permanent. Everything is a phase.
I know.
I change. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Like, literally, okay, straight up, at the beginning of this year, let's get into some, okay, this is just truth. At the beginning of this year, I was in a 2-year relationship that I thought was happy, right? I had hair down to literally my hips. Like, my hair was down to my butt, right? I was a very different person than I am now. And that's just, like, facts. Because you know that whole, like, it's not a phase thing? Everything is a phase.
Everything's a phase.
And that's okay. It's okay to have different versions of yourself. There is no permanent aspect of you, for the most part.
Okay.
And that's both comforting and can be terrifying to people.
Oh my.
But at this point, I find it comforting. Because, like, the idea that I'm not the same person that, like, wore 3D glasses with the lenses punched out to school in 7th grade is a comforting idea.
Say that again?
I wore 3D glasses with the lenses punched out to school, unironically as a fashion statement in 7th grade.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's great.
I have
and the nice thing is that
I have a
because
picture of me and my homies with some 3D glasses on. You know, how it's just kind of a look for a while, you know?
Yeah.
I feel it.
The
I
fact
feel
that
it.
I don't have to be that person anymore is very nice.
Damn.
You know?
That's fucking crazy.
Like, the idea that I to myself, I'm unchanging, like, as far as I know, like, my brain knows, like, I'm the same person, but, like, in terms of, like, my personality and how I conduct myself and who I'm friends with, like, completely different.
I agree. There's some things that you go through in life that just change you dramatically.
Completely.
I feel like every year of high school I've had like a different friend group.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fucking
I mean, I
crazy.
think that's more, yeah. Because
Like-
I think everyone grows at different levels and you vibe with
Mhm.
different people. But then there's certain people you meet, like, I'm going to take Juliana, for example. Like, I've been friends with her, like, my whole life.
Yeah.
And that's something that will, like,
There's-
not
yeah.
change.
There's a difference between, like, because if you can grow with somebody, keep them around. Like, if you've
Yeah.
been through a lot of different phases in your life, and you can, like, and they, like, still relate to you, and they still understand
Even if
you.
they're there for you. I think
Exactly.
that's enough.
Like, if somebody can accept that you're gonna change, and also change in positive ways
Yeah.
with you, that's good. Like, because
Yeah.
toxic people, they don't change with you.
I think it's also, like, the environment you grow around in.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like I have changed a lot, but there's certain aspects of me that just haven't because of,
Mhm.
like, how I've grown up and the things I've done.
Yeah. And I think also, like,
I think if the environment where your, like, parents or family and friends are open to you changing, then you're going to grow a lot more than whereas, like, if you're constricted by, you know, school, family life, whatever, it's like
exactly.
you have to kind of stay the same
Because, like,
because of social pressures.
yeah, and I think part of why you change so much in high school is because, like, you're a teenager, like, your identity is still developing, but I think part of why a lot of people change so much is because when you're young, you have the flexibility to, like, change yourself without a lot of consequence. Like, whether that be, like, your physical appearance or your personality.
Yeah.
Because the truth is that in high school, everyone's weird.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
yeah.
like, teenagers are a bunch of freaks. Like, that's just the facts. And there's gonna be somebody that thinks you're cool. Like,
Yeah.
probably.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the nice thing, that, like, it's comforting. Like,
You can't be completely different. You're going to have
Oh,
one
yeah.
thing in common with someone.
there's almost nothing you can do that will completely alienate yourself. Like, you can be goth for, like, a week, and you'll hang out with the goth kids, and that's fine. And you can be like, I kind of think I want to, like, be an athletic person, and I want to try to play volleyball, and that'll be, like, cool. And there'll be people that are like, oh, that's sweet, I want to do volleyball. But, like,
I agree to disagree.
yeah, because I realize as I say this, that's not always true. That, like, also just, like, the fact is, like, teenagers are jerks. Like, we can be terrible people.
Yeah.
And very judgmental. Especially because we're selfish. Like, everyone's selfish, but I think teenagers, just, like, especially so, can be not very self-aware.
Yeah.
And not aware of what their actions are doing to other people. And I think we can be scared of coming off as different.
I think...
Yeah.
Go.
No, you go.
I think, again, agree to disagree because high school is very exclusive when it
Mhm.
comes to junior and senior year. And I think
Yeah.
junior year, the summer before junior year, is when everyone changes the most.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion.
Actually, yeah.
And if you're, like, trying to find yourself and people are just being bitches about it and they're not including you in anything they do,
Mhm.
then you feel, like, morally lost, too.
Exactly.
Cam, why do you have a Bill Cosby record?
Bro, because Bill Cosby is a very funny fellow, right?
So, that's what
Yeah.
He's
I
funny.
mean, I think I would say that I changed the most the summer between junior and senior, but that's just me personally.
Yeah.
Come on,
Just like, just cover. Actually, yeah, no. I would say
Maybe.
both of those summers I changed a lot.
We'll talk
Yeah,
later.
Like, I changed a lot physically. I changed a lot mentally, I changed a lot emotionally. And I grew a lot in both categories. But, like, yeah. Summer of junior year, I don't know why, it seems like that was a rough time for everybody.
Let me think back.
Like summer going into junior
Like summer
year?
going into junior
Oh,
year.
that was hell.
Yeah, that was rough. My parents got divorced that summer.
It's
so I was like...
hell. I'm not going to go into that summer, it's very personal, but, like...
Damn.
It's, that summer just changed everything for
like,
me.
This
shit!
Like, yeah! Exactly!
I just remembered something!
Like, the great...
Holy shit!
Repressed it! It's coming back. This is therapy.
No, like, that summer going into junior year fucking changes you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Because there's so much pressure as you're realizing, I'm so close to being an adult. When your perception of an adult when you're a teenager is a fully formed human person. And you're like, crap, I'm so close to being a fully formed human person, and you have a crisis.
I think that's more senior year.
Yeah.
And then we reflect and we're like, fuck, we changed. Because he's
You're like, I was a terrible person.
He's not going through this right now. He's a junior.
Yeah.
You're not going through like, oh my god.
Not going through it, Ryan!
But when you're
don't hit me up if you don't know what's going on.
When you're a senior, it's just like,
we're all like 7th graders on Snapchat.
Oh god. There's a lot of drama. How do you guys think social media has changed actual social people?
This seems like a completely different subject to what we were talking about.
But
this
like,
really went from astrology to
it
like
slightly ties in.
social
It slightly ties in. You're
yeah.
saying how you change. Do you think people had these revelations even like without social media? It's just a quick one.
I had this revelation without social media.
Okay, let's hear it.
I March of sophomore year, I deleted every single social media. Every single one. I didn't have Snapchat, I didn't have
March
Instagram.
before what?
March of sophomore year.
March of sophomore
March
year.
of what? 2017?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 2018.
2017.
I don't know math.
2017. Or 2018.
It's not relevant. Just keep going. It was sophomore year. That's all you know.
2018.
Revelation.
You're right.
Yeah.
2018. Yeah, I got rid of it for 9 months, and I can truly say like I found myself during those 9 months. So I feel like social media is such a
9 months.
9
That was
months.
2017. What do you mean? You're a senior now.
Yeah, it's 2019 now.
Oh,
It's about to be 2020, bro. It's about to be the 20s.
bro.
Ooh, get.
Yeah, I've known you
Gatsby?
for like 6 years now. What the
It's a
fuck?
long ass fucking
I've
time.
known
bro.
Kim for what, 13 years now?
A long time.
13. We've known each other since kindergarten.
I
Our
would,
moms were art docents together.
fuck yeah, they made mugs and shit. We were making all kinds of
Yeah,
mugs.
we.
All
All we're
kinds of
chilling just
beautiful
next to each
paint.
other is like fetus buddies. You guys were having a good time. Just known each other forever.
Yeah, me and Kim.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But we like drifted.
Yeah.
We were close, like, because everyone in the class was close, and in middle school we didn't talk.
Yeah.
And then I
Elementary
left.
school. What a time.
Elementary school was so fun.
I was just looking
Our
at.
class in elementary school was dope. I have to say that. They're
I gotta
still
say,
dope now, too.
I was
Who
looking
in
at
that
our.
class?
I was looking at. Oh yeah, we got motherfucking Austin Carvajal and Brian Carvajal, Austin Anderson
Gary
and Brian
Wenschlag,
Carvajal, Gary.
Juliana,
Juliana.
who else?
I went to Twin Creeks.
Caitlin Tan.
I didn't know that you and Juliana were best friends since elementary
I mean,
school.
it's
You're
like, she's like the one
shit.
person that I've like kept in touch with
That's
throughout
interesting.
everything.
I just made a policy not to
Cool.
speak to anybody from me that knew me in elementary school. Cause
Really?
yeah, cause
Why?
like I
She's
started
a different
puberty in
person
elementary
now.
school, so like I had my tomboy phase and my boy band phase at the same time.
Tomboy and
Which I
boy
think
band.
really shows
How does
that
that work? Oh, was
That's
it
it.
like sick ass like
Yeah, it was
music?
Big Time Rush, which like,
Oh.
I could go on podcasts about my feelings on Big Time Rush, but it's not really relevant. But like I was going through it in elementary school, and like I low key got bullied, so I think I just like don't talk to anybody from elementary school because I don't feel a connection to them because I like just push away that time of my life. But I talked to people that I knew in like 7th and 8th grade.
Okay.
That like, and the people that I knew that didn't go to my school that I knew like when I was in elementary school, I still talk to. Like I've known Meade Calloway since I was like 7.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
8.
CDP.
This is true. Sadie Pete, another classic addition to the Neil Armstrong family.
Dude, Neil Armstrong was worse. What was that?
I want to talk about a little more about mental health.
Yes, I
Elise.
do too. Actually, I don't know.
But just the idea of
How's your mental?
how do you feel that your depression affected your ability to maintain connections throughout high school?
Ooh.
Oh, they didn't.
Ooh.
I didn't.
Or didn't?
This is
They
this
didn't.
is
I cut
deep.
myself off.
I had the urge to do that, and it didn't really work out because, like, My worst time was, like, spring of sophomore year.
Spring of sophomore year.
Like, because I got into therapy in January, right? And I thought that I was feeling better. And I remember all of February, I was just telling my therapist, like, I feel so, like, numb. Like, I just feel like nothing is happening. And I'm just, like, stagnant. And then, like, beginning of March, which is when my birthday is, I had, like, a full mental breakdown. Not like the I cut bangs mental breakdown, which I also did, but not relevant. And listen, I did that like 2 weeks ago. Okay, we're not gonna talk about it.
Okay.
We're not gonna talk about it. Okay, it's fine.
For sure.
And
We can.
not like the haha I died in her bed mental breakdown, but like I had like a month
Like
long,
a Taylor Swift
like,
Diamond
just
Bath
like-
type breakdown.
just like everything in my
talking
life
about
is
it.
falling apart. My parents are mad at me. Like
Ooh.
I like wanted to kill myself. Like a whole just like mental spiral. And like starting on my birthday, just to make things extra great for me. And it went all the way into spring break. My parents got mad at me because I told my friend that I was feeling suicidal and not them, so I took my phone away for like 2 weeks. And I felt so alone and so freaked out.
With no phone?
Like with no
or
phone.
because of
and
the
because well, not
everything
even
else?
because
Was it more of like a
it
build-up?
was also because, like, my boyfriend at the time, like, I would try to talk to him about things, but, like, I physically couldn't do that. And I didn't have anyone else to reach out to, because I was scared of reaching out to my parents, obviously, because they, like, freaked out about everything. So I was like, I'm stuck. Like, where do I go? And I think it's very difficult, because when you're depressed, you feel like you don't have any worth, so you feel like talking to people about your problems is a burden on them.
Yeah.
Because you
I
feel
see
like
that
you
a lot.
don't deserve to be helped. And that's what drives you to isolate yourself. Really, it's like, I would say it's like maybe 2 or 3 things. The first one being that you feel like you don't deserve human contact. You feel like you don't deserve, like, your friends or your significant other or, like, the love of your family. The second thing, I think, would be just, like, you feel like nobody else can understand you. Not necessarily in, like the angsty way, but just, like, you feel so lost that you're like, nobody else could really understand what I'm going through right now. It really just becomes, like, you and your brain, and you're like, I can't. And also because depression makes it very difficult for you to, like, function as a normal human being. So you just think, if I just, like, seal myself away in my room, all of my real responsibilities will go away, and I won't have to deal with them anymore. Which is not true. Not true at all. But, like, depression is not logical at all. So, like...
So how do you...
I think the major thing is loneliness.
It's the loneliness, yeah.
That's what leads you to depression.
So how do you treat that? Because then the combination is just leading for the lack of a desire to get the help
Yeah, well,
you
like...
need. How do you...
You have to learn to live with yourself.
Yeah. My boyfriend at the time motivated me to get into therapy.
For time. Time
And-
is the best medicine.
Yeah. And for me also,
Time in
like...
yourself. Just learn that you got
Yeah.
you always.
And the other thing was that, like, I don't still have a great relationship with my dad. And, like, a lot of my relationship with him was affected, like, my depression and how I perceive myself. And when my parents got divorced, I remembered that I had to go to my therapist for an unrelated reason. And, like, I remember just being like, oh yeah, by the way, like, my parents told me that they're getting divorced. And she was like, you seem like you're handling this, like, very well. And I think what I realized was that having my dad in my life constantly was negatively affecting me. And that's what helped me improve a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the summer between sophomore and junior year that my parents got divorced. It was a summer. Yeah. And, like, I struggled a lot just because I felt like a lot of my world was changing, like, when that happened, but the reality was that it's, like, maybe the best thing that's ever happened for my mental health. Like, because sometimes you gotta acknowledge that, like, sometimes there's other factors that are making your depression worse, and you can't fix everything. Because my mom says this a lot, but, like, you can't control what other people do. Which is so simple, but it's so aggressively true. So, like, if there's an outside force in your life that's influencing you to feel that way, sometimes you just gotta, like, snip, snip, you know? Like, if there's a toxic friend that makes you feel bad about yourself all the time, snip, snip, you know?
Yeah.
Like...
So you had those breakthroughs in that summer.
Yeah.
When do you think that the universe, or do you predict that the universe is going to, you're going to have that next breakthrough? Or is it just,
okay.
Can you not really do that?
Really, this summer was a lot of self-reflection, and, like, a lot of reflection on my relationships with other people. Like, I'm not going to go into it, because that's a whole mess that's, like, really personal. But, like, I broke up with my boyfriend. Before that, actually, I cut off all my hair. So, I did it backwards, but whatever. I broke up with my boyfriend, which was kind of coming for a long time. Like, I had, like, an emotional crisis. Like, I went through a lot. And that's, like, I don't know how to explain it. Because it was a smaller scale breakthrough than I say that the one was, than the previous summer. But it was me kind of figuring out, like, I'm, like, my own person. And, like, my actions have consequences, but I can also change what I do, if that, like, makes sense. Like, I'm not helpless, which I think is another part of depression. Like, it makes you feel like you can't change anything about your circumstances. Like, you're stuck, and there's no way you can change it. But, like,
I see.
I feel like that was good for me to have, because I feel like if I had that, like, going into college, I would be overwhelmed. But, like, because it happened now, I feel more settled with it.
College.
I do not want to talk about college.
Yeah, okay, we're not talking about college.
We're not talking about college, I swear, because I was complaining about this to my grandma the other day, that, like, the second that any adult, or anybody who's not in high school, right, asks, like, finds out that you're a senior, their first question, oh, what are your plans for college? I'm like,
I remember.
Guess what your questions are going to be when you're in college?
Yeah.
What are you doing in college?
What's your major?
I know, but, like, it's the fact that, like, the second that any adult, it could literally be the cashier at Safeway, like, just ringing up your order. Like, they see your student ID in your wallet. Like, oh, you're a senior? What's your plans for college? I'm like, that's none of your business. It's just, like, everyone just assumes that, like, your college plans and your plans for the future are, like, public knowledge, and it's, like, bold of you to assume that I know. Like, I don't know anything that's gonna happen. I mean, like, I can make educated guesses, but, like, I can't know everything. It's not how anything works.
Yeah, this is totally irrelevant, but I like your nails.
Thank you. I also like my nails.
That's incredible.
They were loosely inspired by Hary Styles, like, alternating blue and pink. But I only had these nail polishes.
What do you think about Hary Styles' new album?
I vibe with
Are you
that
a fan of
album.
Hary Styles?
I vibe with it.
For sure.
My personal favorites, and I'm going to give you a top 5. Which I am, because you've given me an outlet, and I'm going to do it.
Alrighty, sounds good.
Top 5. This is in no
top
particular
5
order.
Hary Styles songs.
No particular order off a fine line.
Album.
Sunflower Volume 6.
What? What happened to Where's Volume 5?
I don't know what happened. All I care about is Volume 6.
Okay.
Cherry. She.
Is that a song about sex? And is that also a song about sex?
If it's on Hary Styles' Fine Line album, it's probably a song about sex. Well, I get your metaphor, but no. That's not what it's about.
Goodness.
And then, Adore You. And Falling.
The show.
Yeah.
I heard Falling. Heard that one.
Falling.
That was a nice little...
Because...
You know, how music goes.
I can't. That was a good presentation of Falling.
That's gonna be...
I'm just coughing in reaction to whatever that was.
That's gonna be my, intro music.
That song is so sad.
Was that it? Did I do the notes?
I don't think that was correct. As a choir kid, I'm gonna officially say that was wrong.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
She's really gonna pull the choir.
I'm pulling the choir card. I'm doing it. I'm gonna be that person right now.
Was my notes not good enough for you?
No.
Damn. Well, good enough for me, and that's all right.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
You're not in choir. You don't have to deal with that. It's fine.
Yeah. Just
But no, that album is great.
I want to know why you quit soccer.
Oh, you should listen to our podcast.
It's already out.
We talked about tennis and
Yeah. Thanks for the plug. Plug the Aanya Cameron podcast. Go back, listen to that shit.
Dude, it's one of the most listened.
It's pretty fire.
Yeah.
There's some good shit.
The second one. I think the first one's with you and Paul. Oh shit. It's okay.
With me and Paul?
Yeah. What's your top one? I know I'm your second.
Oh, Lajali's right there.
I was listening to one with Lajali yesterday, and I could listen to her talk about anything.
Oh my god, she's very fun to talk to. I love Lajali.
She honestly has...
Just a queen. All around.
I remember seeing her at like the freshman orientation thing and being like, "Who is that?"
She's also really into astrology. You guys would have a great
I know.
conversation.
Oh, yeah.
She's a Scorpio.
She told me to download
No, she's a Sagittarius.
the pattern app.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a
have
question
pattern.
about that stuff. Though. Like,
Yeah.
would you like stop talking to someone if you just know their sign? Like, would you just like
Listen,
sure,
would
like,
you
walk
distance
away?
yourself from
Okay,
them?
the only people that I will do that with are Virgo men.
Virgo
and
man.
Virgo men. That's it. If you're a
Virgo
Virgo
man.
man, if you're a Virgo man,
Like
I'm
any
sorry.
3 signs, if it's a Virgo, then
No,
it's like
okay. If you're a man and your sun or your moon is Virgo, I'm out. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It's just it's
bad
not.
experiences.
It's
bro.
not you. It's the universe.
It's not
I'm
you.
sorry.
It's the freaking moon.
It's the moon, bro.
I've
like,
had bad experiences
come on.
with men who have their sun and moon in Virgo.
So how in the mother of God hacking shiznats is the universe dictate how we are? Explain to me.
I like really, yeah.
How is it not?
Listen,
How is
do you
it?
believe
How?
that?
Well, it's so fun. It's so accurate. Like when I read
Okay,
this
no,
shit,
it's not.
it's pretty accurate in a lot of senses.
In
and
a
if
lot
you,
of senses, but it's very broad sense.
it's very like you could think that they are like that they're very like kind of broad paint strokes
Broad
over like
paint, broad
your personality. But like, how are they even that
Can I
close?
say
How are they
something
even in the
about
ballpark?
that? I think,
You know?
No, I think whatever they say, you just somehow relate it to your own life, even if it's the smallest thing. And tell me I'm wrong.
I don't know. I haven't read into it thoroughly, so I don't have enough in knowledge to disagree with you. So I'm going to turn it over to Elise.
I just feel like the sayings are so broad. It's not like you can relate it into like literally any portion of your life and it works.
Yeah, I feel like that's more accurate with like
Show on the bottom.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's more accurate with like random horoscopes that you read though, because those are meant to be really, really vague.
I'm talking about like pattern. Like that's the only thing I have.
Well, yeah, because I have pattern. I have 10 passages. I think I have co-star. Co-star is mean to me sometimes.
What's co-star?
Co-star is an astrology app that gives you a daily horoscope, and also like shows you your chart. You say as you're screwing the cap on your flats, just nodding there in a really
No, it just hit him. That's why it's hit him.
That's just
What?
what do you mean?
It hit him. You feel the warmth?
Good, bro.
Shut up about the warmth. Like,
Anyway.
we're talking about astrology.
Anyway.
Now.
Talking about astrology, right now. Get over yourself.
Co-star gives you like daily horoscope notifications.
Talking about
And
astrology.
I have like a running joke with my friends that like co-star just like comes for you within an inch of your life. Like if you know that like you've been struggling, co-star will be like, have you been having trouble getting out of bed? And you're like, co-star, I don't really need this from you. I don't need this kind of sass.
Fuck. Okay.
Like co-star literally like
Does co-star like try to hit to co-star?
I think co-star literally does it on purpose. Co-star is
Really?
like, you know what she needs today? To get just metaphorically socked. Because literally a couple of days ago,
Metaphorically shocked in the face.
okay, a couple of days ago,
Goddamn.
co-star gave me a notification that said, and I quote, "Has falling in love with a fantasy ever worked out well for you?" And I just want to know what FBI agent told on me. And literally it says, trouble with thinking and creativity, spirituality, social life, sex, and love and self. And I'm like, so you're just saying that I'm struggling right
It's just
now.
like every aspect of your life.
You're like a
When you
sucker.
say that, say
Yeah.
that again. We can all relate to that.
Yeah, you make
Yeah.
a good point.
I mean, with me personally, like, I've had an experience with that, like, was hitting home at the time. But, like,
still,
it's wrong with me
I feel
specifically, and, like, I understand that a lot of
Like,
people would.
is it gonna ring with you 24/7? You know?
Not always, but, like, that day in particular, I was like, okay, yeah,
You
you're
just
not
buy the
wrong.
date off your phone.
Like,
It's
me and
like-
my friend have the exact same ones, and she's a Gemini and I'm an Aries.
Interesting.
Exact same what?
Exact same what?
Like, on the like, we have, like, on our daily, like, things, we have at least 5 or 6 that are,
Oh.
like, the exact
Mhm.
same.
I see. Well, I guess
Like,
you can't be that
I
creative
never
if you're
should
the
say
universe.
that, like, other people should blame their actions on astrology or, like, fully believe in it. I just find it interesting. And I like the ability to maybe have some explanation for why I am certain ways. Like, I'm never one of those people that's like, I'm sorry I ran you over, I'm just a Gemini. Like, no. You gotta,
I would totally use this. I'm sorry I'm being so loud. I'm a fucking Aries.
I can't help it. Like, come
I can't
on.
help saying what
guys, I'm a Virgo. It's not my fault that I was rude to you for 24 days in a row and you tried to correct your grammar, like, over text. But, like,
Is that what you found with Virgos?
no. Virgos,
Do guys ever get sussed out when you're like, What's your astrology
bold
sign?
of you to assume that boys talk to me. But
Hey, you've mentioned at least 2 boyfriends, so I can assume
to correct you.
a little bit.
Yeah, how many mans have you had?
Mans. If we're gonna get like technical,
If we're gonna start counting,
Okay,
like
listen.
1,000.
if we're gonna get technical
What?
into like how many physical actual like relationships have I had? That's only 3.
Okay, 3.
Wait. Physical, actual?
No, but like we're
Yeah,
dating, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure. So
Like if we're talking about like there was a thing and like there were feelings and it was like weird, like friends with benefit situation was a different number. But like, listen, like that's a different number.
Zero.
But no,
What?
Like the Virgo was not a boyfriend.
okay,
It's all I'll disclose.
okay. So, but bad news. Bad news.
Bad news.
Bad news,
Horrible-
mother trucking
Horrible,
Virgo.
Like,
horrible
what the fuck?
communicators. Horrible.
Oh, yo.
Kind of insensitive. From what
Insensitive mother truckers.
they can
That's
be.
Can we wrap this up?
They're.
Yes, we will.
I just Virgo men. If you're
Virgo
if
men.
you're a Pisces woman.
So do you like ask them to like
Oh, I will straight up ask.
what's your
What's
star
your
sign?
birthday?
What's your
you'll,
birthday?
like,
What's your birth
birth
time?
time?
Let me know.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
What's their response?
I'll do it. What?
What happens if you don't know their birth time?
What times do they
If they
don't
don't
tell
know
you?
their birth time, I ask them for their best estimate.
Huh?
Oh my God.
Well, then it can be thrown off. Your system is a farce.
Because,
What?
because the one thing that like really relies on knowing their birth time is their rising, because that changes every 2 hours.
Oh.
No,
Okay,
it's
but if
their
it's
moon sign
like a
that changes every
2 hour
2 hours.
approximate.
Yeah, if someone's like, I was born in like the early afternoon,
Oh, then you don't know.
then I'm like, and they're like, I don't know, like 1 or 2.
two.
Then like, yeah, I know my exact birth time, but I know that not everybody does.
Yeah.
I think mine's 6:48, but I'm not sure if it's AM or PM.
2:46 p.m.
46.
2:46.
246.
8.
Wow.
Interesting. So, to wrap it up, how do you think the month of when you're born in the Earth affects?
No,
who
bro.
are
It's,
the
apparently,
person?
it's
not.
not
It's
even
like the
month.
21 day. The
Yeah,
21st.
It's fucking
It
weird.
like
It's on the
The way-
21st day.
Yeah.
you know the way that it cycles is based on.
The moon.
So basically,
The sun.
have you seen?
Oh shit!
Have you heard of? Have you heard of? Okay. You've heard of the constellations like Leo, Scorpio,
I've heard of space.
Pisces. Basically, so the
I'm
way
aware
that
of
works
Orion.
is it Orion isn't
Big Dipper.
That is
Do you guys ever fucking think about how goddamn briefly we are aware of space in a day? It's
Bro.
like, how often were you thinking of space? I wasn't
You think-
before
you think
this
we're
right now.
briefly aware of space? We don't even know about the ocean, bro.
Bro, we're literally on a goddamn giant space rock with a bunch of
no,
water
here's
and
the-
octopuses that live there and cuttlefish that can transform into fucking clear water. Like, what? I'm freaking out, man.
Podcast. Why the fuck are we here? Like,
Yeah.
why
Why am I here?
I
Why
don't
do
know,
these things
man.
happen to me? But no, the
No,
way
it's
that
like, why is human existence a thing? Like,
Yeah.
please.
how did all of these Ian Malcolm
Where are my aliens?
chaos theory?
I love the ones where it's like,
I like just
I
watched
could-
Jurassic Park and read it.
Just?
Yeah,
Like, for the first time.
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Hey,
well,
yeah,
good for
that's
you. You
First of all,
Rocky movies.
I
All
like,
I
'cause I
do-
talked about the
Rocky
book.
movies
I
are pretty
read the book.
fucking like great.
I read the book.
Rocky? I watched all of them.
No, I know.
I read
but we
the
forgot.
I read the book.
No, I
And
didn't
it talks
forget.
to like
You
No,
just,
remember?
we had a fight.
it talks
Oh.
about like chaos theory, and it's basically the idea that like some systems cannot be predicted.
Okay.
Like some things you straight up cannot be like that'll happen, this'll happen, that'll happen.
Damn.
Like straight up. Like there are some things that you physically like. There's so many different tiny factors going into it that
For
there's no
sure.
way.
That's legit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wrap this up with 2 things.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see you
Bro,
tomorrow.
I don't know that.
We-
I just drank a whole
I'm
bottle of
gonna
water,
do the
man.
first thing.
I need to be
I'm
on another
stealing this.
podcast.
Absolutely.
I
What's
like
up?
I'm stealing
need to
this.
pee, bro.
Don't do
so
it.
like
I'm sorry, Kim, I have to.
wrap it up, pal.
And yeah,
What are your 2 things?
What are
I
your
was
2
gonna
things?
say
What are your conclusions?
in
Alright, it slipped his mind.
it slipped my mind.
The Aries can't make it.
The Aries can't make a decision.
He can't do
I
it.
can't do it.
Nuts, man. Well, any final words?
Cheers.
If you're a Virgo man, stay far away from me.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
How about you?
Kim, I'll see you.
You're
We need to talk
Sagittarius
about what I
and
wanted to
tentative, but I'm
talk about
down.
later.
Okay,
Yeah.
for sure.
For sure.
Ryan,
Alright, you can come on that.
You-
It's not gonna be
you
about
can,
astrology.
sign us out. Sign us out, Ryan.
Oh my god, wait!